Welcome back to part 2 of my interpretation of Daniel Klein's explanation of honest income by Kylie Cox. Let's pick up right where we left off, shall we? So, how are you doing with distributive justice? Sue asked. Well, if I'm only thinking about my job, and based on the examples given, there are some ways I could improve, Doug states. There are students that deserve more praise or punishment, depending on the kid, but I just don't give it to them because it seems easier. Alright, there are some negatives, but do you have any positives? Sue asked. Well, I think I'm doing the best job I could be given my degree, so that means I'm using my knowledge, time, energy, and attention in a becoming way, at least in my eyes, Doug responds. That's all that matters. Distributive justice is in the eye of the beholder, Sue states, and it seems to me that all those negatives you said can be fixed fairly easily. You're right, I could easily fix those things, Doug exclaims. But how does any of this tell me about what I'm doing for the world as a whole? Man, you are on fire today with these good questions. Narrator? Adam Smith believed that it was everyone's job to advance the good of the whole. Part of doing this is pursuing an honest income. You do this by obeying the rules of commutative justice and doing your best in terms of distributive justice in your job. Alright, Doug, here are some questions you need to ask yourself to see if you're making an honest income. How am I doing with commutative justice? Well, I think I'm doing pretty good. When I thought about it, I didn't mess with anybody's stuff in my job. That's great. The next question is, how am I doing with distributive justice? Well, when I thought about it, I figured I could do better, but I'm doing alright. Well, Doug, it seems like the only thing holding you back from a truly honest income is your distributive justice, Sue states. Yep, and we already decided that I could fix those issues, Doug replies. Then it looks like you're helping to advance the good of the whole, Sue says. It sure does. This has really helped me out. I feel so much better, Doug exclaims. And I don't know about you, Sue, but I also learned how I can be better at commutative and distributive justice outside of work as well, Doug says. For sure. I don't think I'll be able to do anything without thinking of this, Sue agrees. Well, thanks a lot, Sue and narrator. I don't know what I would have done without you, Doug states gratefully. It was my pleasure. It helped me out too. I'll see you around, Doug, Sue says. So they both go off on their merry ways, now knowing a little bit more about commutative and distributive justice and honest income, and hopefully they will use this knowledge to advance the goodness of the whole.